Hello and welcome in the center of luxury desk accessories. We're here in Basque Country in the north of Spain in a really small village where this factory of El Casco is stationed. We are the honor today to have a tour by the general manager of El Casco, John Zolazabal, through the factory. Let's have a look inside. The El Casco brand has a long and rich history. It was first established in 1920 as a maker of firearms. The first stationary instrument to be manufactured was the Model M5 stapler, which is still in production of today. After the Spanish Civil War, El Casco no longer produced firearms and began designing and manufacturing luxury desk accessories exclusively. Many steps are involved in the production of El Casco's high-quality desk accessories. Let's look at the most important steps in the manufacturing process. The first stop is the stamping area. Parts of iconic El Casco items are cut out of a bent raw material. Brass and silver bands are pushed through an automated pressing machine. This machine contains a die cutter, which is changed for each part and stamps the instrument forms into the raw material. Progressive dices create many steps in one turn. Here you see a 14-step progressive dice that is used to create the base of the stapling machine. The automated pressing machine cannot complete all cutting procedures. This is what this smaller stamping machine does, by pressing small components together with this larger part. The base of a hole puncher is created. The stamping process leaves behind sharp corners on the instrument materials. To remove sharp edges, all metals pieces are placed into a barrel with water and ceramic parts. Heavy vibrations move the ceramic parts enough to eliminate all the sharp corners. Once the pieces have finished the vibrating process, they are all placed into another machine that contains corn, which will dry the metal pieces before they move on to the mechanization process. In this part of the factory, stamped parts are paired together for mechanization. Accuracy during this process is extremely important. Ensuring that all the parts are accurately aligned both vertically and horizontally is priority. Watch how the arm of a stapler is put together. The main three parts, including an internal bar, an outside bar, and the stapler head, are all held together with a screw. The dice used during this process ensures that the screw is always placed into the exact same position. After these three parts are connected, the stapler head must possess a completely flat surface to allow the staple to go through. This needs to be perfect. If by any chance perfection is not achieved, the milling machine can correct mistakes. The space between the head must precisely 0.41 millimeter, which is the exact thickness of the staples. This area where staples are loaded vertically, again measuring 0.41 millimeter, is made by the stamping machine. This process never has perfect accuracy and must continue to a remedy process. This process allows a small 1% error, which brings the instrument very close to perfection. Magnets play an important role in this remedy process. All parts are placed on the magnets. These magnets go under the polishing machine to make sure it has exactly the right thickness and flatness. Because the staplers of El Casco are so accurate, an extra step is required in the production process to cut some parts into exact shapes. This is done with an automated 3D cutting machine. You can input part dimensions of X, Y, and Z into the computer and the machine will cut it exactly how it should be. After the mechanization process, parts are cleaned in the polishing area. Some parts are bigger than the writing instruments that we are familiar with. Piece by piece, each item is polished with the highest precision. The part surfaces can be challenging to polish because they are not flat and possesses many angles that needs attention. Once the polishing procedure is complete, the parts will be coated using a fully automated coating line process. The coating process is divided into 3 areas, which is controlled by a computer. The first area is where pieces are hooked to the suspension system and thoroughly cleaned. This process is comprised of several chemical baths and multiple passes through an ultrasonic cleaning bath to remove polishing powder. It is important to clean the parts very well to prevent oxidizing spots on the coating. There are big tanks located in the central area. They clean the water continuously to avoid chemical reactions. Then we have the third area where the copper, the nickel and chrome is coated onto the pieces. This process is very precise because each metal is working at separate temperatures. This area is also computer controlled to make sure that the water in the baths is in the right temperature. The parts are coated several times for the best results. In between the coatings, parts are cleaned to avoid chemical reactions between the different liquids and coating layers. Casco's coating process is very important and unique within this industry. The company's coating department holds such high standards that other companies rely on Casco's coating services. For example, many companies within the automotive industry have their small parts coated by Casco. The quality control department checks all the items that come from the coating line for imperfections. Parts must be 100% good quality to receive a proper approval. Eventually, the products must be assembled, which is completed by the experienced employees of Casco. During assembly, no rivets are used. This means that each Casco item can easily be repaired, and this is an aspect that makes the Casco items so unique in the stationery industry. Before the products are put into boxes, the final product has one final quality check to see if all the mechanical parts are working and there are no imperfections on the surface. After this check, it is polished carefully and put inside the gift box. Finally, the products are shipped to stores like Appelboom, where you can buy these amazing Casco items. It was very interesting for us to see how the Casco items are being made. During the production process, you can really feel the love that the craftsmen have for the products they make for years and years. Casco takes strides to deliver the best products to every stationery enthusiast who purchases their products. Every desk deserves an Casco product. If it is not a stapler, it might be a sharpener or something else. But a desk is not finished without an Casco item.